Welcome to Young Money. We're coming to you from the city of Tshwane on a rainy evening from the Innovation Hub. We're here to celebrate the Gauteng Accelerator Program Awards, and these awards acknowledge men and women who are doing phenomenal things in the space of entrepreneurship as well as innovation. We caught up with some of the ladies who walked away with some of the big prizes from this particular awards. Let's take a look. At a time when the higher education system in South Africa is under the microscope for all its shortcomings, it is important to highlight the power of education and the innovation that it can manifest. The Young Money team spoke to some of the winners, one of whom has found a solution to the problem that's faced by many Africans, that is the lack of accessibility to healthcare. She was the recipient of the Biotech Research Fundi Award, which she received for her creation of a device that helps people, particularly those in the rural areas, to diagnose themselves and then receive the adequate healthcare.
I'm based at the CSR in Biosciences, and the research that I was doing there was based on diagnostics. So we were trying to find improved and enhanced diagnostic assays, mainly for point of care. So for people that can use it in rural areas where they don't have electricity, they don't have clean water, for them to just be able to diagnose themselves without having to walk to the clinic. Something that's efficient, something that's sensitive.
Please, can you just explain what that the diagnostic assay is?
So there are various diagnostics assays available, but the one I was specifically working on is called the lateral flow immunoassay. So it's very similar to a pregnancy test where you urinate on it and it will tell you whether you are pregnant or not by a color development on the lines. So we're doing something very similar to that, but for infectious diseases such as malaria, HIV, foot and mouth, and also urine-based. There are devices like these on the market already, so we're not claiming a new technology. We're trying to improve the technology because there are a lot of pitfalls currently on the current diagnostic assays, specifically with regards to sensitivity and specificity and stability in high temperatures such as those found in Africa and the humidity that you find there. So we're trying to improve that to make it more sensitive, earlier detection, earlier diagnostics, earlier treatment, save lives. The award was given for the work that I did during my PhD, which was mainly based on the proof of concept. So now that we've established the proof of concept, I'm taking it further with a postdoc to try and eventually get a product on the market. So success-wise, we think we've got a very competitive product, but it's still in the early stages, so we can't really make any promises just yet. But the potential for this to change lives and save lives is immaculate.
I mean, you saw a very amazing gap in the market in terms of getting rural people the kind of healthcare that they need. If you could maybe just paint a picture for us of where you're going to get funding, where you're going to get fellow researchers to kind of help you to put this concept into practice.
Yes, sure. So we have, being based at the CSR, we have a lot of external funding and government-based funding. I've already secured funding from the NRF, which is a PDP grant for my postdoctoral fellowship. And we've got some other external funding and PG grants to just help fund the research. Like I said, it's very proof of concept at the moment. And eventually we hope to get it into a product. And we don't necessarily expect to take the product all the way through. If we can, definitely, and if we can get the funding, but otherwise if we can get it to the point where the manufacturing can take it over, then we'll take it from there.
And then tell me, in terms of other research opportunities that you have in the pipelines, what are some of those?
Research opportunities with regards to the same project?
Maybe do you have other different projects?
Yes, so the nice thing about the diagnostic device that we're developing is that it can be adapted to any disease. That's the idea that we want. So we're trying to make an improved diagnostic assay, and the proof of concept was based on malaria. But by just tweaking a few things of this prototype, we'll be able to adapt it to animal diseases like foot and mouth disease, maybe even HIV. So we're hoping to cover a broad spectrum of diagnostics with a single assay.
South Africa's population is growing at almost 2% each year and is expected to grow to 82 million by the year 2035. It's important then for food production to more than double to feed the expanding population. Production also needs to increase using the same or even fewer natural resources. And this is why agribusiness is probably the best place to be starting up a new venture. Listen to the conversation we had with one of the Biotech Fundi Special Student Recognition winners who is dabbling in the agricultural space.
I was selected as a best student academically, and yes, so that is the first reason that got me to get this award. Yes, and currently I'm busy with the project, the qualitative and quantitative analysis of Storacea sepivorum in soils, and that is a fungi that causes root rot in onions, and that is a very important organism in agriculture because it decreases the production of onions.
So if you could just get into a little bit more detail about it, just make me understand, is this going to aid food production? Is it going to protect the food production that we already have? Just give us a bit of context.
So this, we want to help the farmers so that they can know if the organism is in the soil, so that when they apply treatment, so that they can be able to apply treatment on the soil so that it does not have that impact on the onions, because it can have up to 100% loss of onions.
I see. So you're trying to protect. Okay. Maybe if you could just explain what inspired this passion.
I love agriculture, and I've seen my grandparents there in villages doing planting and everything, and I know that there's times that they get plants that they're rotten and they spoiled, and they don't be able to sell them, and we are not even able to eat them. So me getting into agriculture, it does help me so that it increases the effect and of what the produce that we get, so that economy can grow, and even home people who are planting, and for them to get food, so they can be food to put on the table.
As a student, there are obviously many challenges that you faced in your research, in your reports. Maybe if you could just paint us a picture about some of those challenges and how you were able to overcome them.
First challenge is as a student trying to get funding. So with trying to get funding, I've tried by making sure that I excel in my studies, so that I get more bursaries, and so that I can further up my studies and continue. And then the other challenges, it's the peer pressure with friends and what. So student life, but being that I've been able to have self-control and be able to have confidence in myself and know where I come from and know where I'm going, so that I can be able to fulfill my dreams and fulfill my goals.
And then if you could just tell us, what are your future plans in terms of your research projects? How far do you want to take it in terms of national and continental reach?
With furthering up my studies, I would like to further it up to a PhD, and then I would like to gain more knowledge in science and research, and then with that I want to end up giving a service to the Department of Agriculture, and so that it can be able to help the farmers, so that to have a better economic range and economic impact.
Now, one of the biggest things that government needs to do is to integrate the townships in innovative development in the country. This particular drive is at the top of MEC for Rural and Economic Development Lebogang Maile's agenda for young entrepreneurs, particularly those in the sciences.
When we give our people an opportunity to think outside the box and come with new innovations, it helps to propel the economy. It helps to stimulate the economy. Without innovation, we will not be able to create new economies, we will not be able to create jobs, we will not be able to reindustrialize our economy, we will not be able to modernize. So for us, it is very important that we have awards like this so that we encourage other people who are having ideas sitting somewhere in a corner and not sure if their ideas will be accepted by society. There are a lot of innovations and ideas in the different townships of our province. And you will know that we have already decided that we want to prioritize township economies. We want to revitalize them. We want to give those entrepreneurs an opportunity, the space and the resources so that they can be able to grow. Government is doing a whole range of things. The first important thing is to mainstream township economic revitalization programs. So all government departments and municipalities in Gauteng have adopted that program. And in their procurement spend, they're going to be prioritizing township-based entrepreneurs. For instance, all the contracts below 500,000 will be given to township-based entrepreneurs. Our 30% of our budget is going to be spent on township entrepreneurs.
Guys, it's a wrap for the show, but this is a two-part series, so we're going to be bringing you another round of this episode coming to you from Tshwane at the Innovation Hub. Remember, if you want the Young Money crew to come to you, whether it's raining or not, we will certainly be there. All you need to do is send me a tweet. The hashtag is YoungMoney410. Follow me at The Real Nosy and, of course, at CNBC Africa. We'll come to you, ball gown and everything, on a rainy day. Until next time, guys, let's keep it real, let's keep it rich.